We were very liberated then. They had dancing some nights. And I wanted to go.
There's nothing in the world that I love more than discovering a community built around innovative, culturally authentic music. And that's exactly what I went to investigate on Saturday, May 31st. My destination in New York that night was a techno party, but not just any ordinary Brooklyn rave. I was going to a Yiddish techno album release party for an artist named DJ Chaia and her debut album, Yiddish Electronic. First, let me explain three things: techno, klezmer, and Yiddish culture. The rhythmic thump of techno music, designed for the clubs of Detroit, has soundtracked parties for decades. The techno movement spawned numerous subgenres, like electro and trance, with producers from other cities and countries building off the Detroit sound to make beats that will leave your body buzzing. Yiddish emerged around the 10th century in Ashkenazi Jewish communities of Central Europe, blending Hebrew with medieval German dialects and Slavic influences. By the 17th century, klezmer music developed, fusing Eastern European dance music with synagogue songs. Later, Yiddish theater flourished in Eastern Europe, New York, and Warsaw, but tragically, World War II and the Holocaust devastated the cultural centers of Yiddish life, and most practitioners of the language were killed. Post-World War II radical Jewish socialists worked to keep the culture alive. Starting in the 1970s, young musicians like the Klezmatics worked to revive klezmer music and Yiddish song, blending it with jazz, punk, hip-hop, and other genres. This was embraced by queer Jews in particular, with musicians like Alicia Svigals preaching the importance of queer Yiddishism's relationship with klezmer. Yiddish Electronic is a new 21st century combination of these movements. It's undeniably culturally authentic, blending the radical politics of Jewish leftists with techno, and the beats are banging. DJ Chaia is at the center of the Yiddish Electronic movement. As the daughter of a Jewish studies teacher, Chaia was raised in a household where she frequently interacted with Jewish intellectuals and religious leaders, sparking her interest in Yiddish culture. Chaia became involved with klezmer more formally when she joined a klezmer band led by Jeff Warshauer at the age of 14. This passion, molded by key mentors like Basia Schechter, grew even stronger when she began studying under Hankas Netzi, the founder of the Klezmer Conservatory Band. It was at this formative time that she began combining electronic music with klezmer. Through learning about the techno genre's roots and building cultural community, she decided it was only natural to bring Jewish culture into her DJing and production work in electronic music. Since then, she's organized rave fundraisers for Palestine, diasporic techno nights, and been a key youth leader in growing Kleztronica, the event series that Chaia and organizations like Yiddish New York, who work to foster Yiddish community in the diaspora, have been throwing for the past few years, culminating in this release party. Chaia and others involved see the embrace of techno music, a genre rooted in liberation, as having clear parallels to the radical spirit of klezmer and the Yiddish underground. This new revival movement seems to be a refuge for people who have been alienated from a community they held dear, especially since the October 7th attacks and the subsequent genocide in Gaza. At Chaia's album release at Public Records in Brooklyn, every generation of Jew was present, from kids to seniors. The queer Jewish community in particular seems to gravitate towards Chaia's events, as there's always a large contingent of LGBTQ+ people at the gatherings. Adorned in keffiyehs, speakers from Jews Against White Supremacy spoke passionately about organizing for Palestine, and Chaia brought out her elders to explain the roots of some of her songs and share their stories. Yiddish Electronic, co-produced with Adrian Chabla, is Chaia's debut album. She weaves 7 archival Yiddish song clips across 9 tracks, blending voices of both living and late Yiddish singers through collaborations with several archives. While Chaia is breathing new life into klezmer with her techno twist, the past is present in everything she does. She samples her grandmother speaking about life growing up in Borough Park, and she lifts a Yiddish song recorded in the 1960s by Ethel Raim called Oifen Oivin and puts her own spin on it. She even led a chant of "Fuck the police" in Yiddish. The night was incredible, and I was driven to tears multiple times. The space they are creating for a liberatory celebration is undeniable, and the community is thriving, with over 200 people attending the album release. As a queer Jew, it was the first time in a while that I felt inspired and optimistic about the future of our community.